Like, whoa.
Welcome back to It Is What It Is. This episode is presented by Underdog. If you're new to Underdog, today's the day. Get $100 in bonus entries when you play just $5 with code It Is What It Is. Plus, the next 5 people who sign up with our code will win a prize. You can make picks right now in most states, including Georgia, Texas, and California, just to name a few. So make sure y'all support the show, lock in your bonus, and start playing today with code It Is What It Is. I'm Treasure Wilson, aka Stat Baby, along with your host Mace. Cam will be back, and today we are joined with our analyst, Michael Irvin.
Mike was good, guys? Baby.
Hey, man, I'm always good, man. Real good right now. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yeah.
my team was on a bye, so by fault I get a win. You see what I mean? At least I don't get a loss. You know, so yeah, I'm good right now. And all the teams around, at least you know, the Giants and the Commanders, they lost too. So you know, yeah, I'm pretty good, man. All of my weeks go by what my teams are doing, and Miami won, so I'm having a good week.
You gotta put on the glasses.
Yeah, I gotta put on my expert glasses, man. Mike is over here dressed like my evil twin Stat. I got to close my windows everywhere I go.
Babe, that's your way of saying it. Brother look good over here. I appreciate that love, bro. I appreciate that love. Hey, we sitting up here. Look, and it's that turn. You know what I'm saying, Stat? You pull out the browns and the beiges and all of those. Yeah. I like wearing cold clothes. You know, I think that looks, you know, when you have on cold clothes, you know, clothes when it gets cold, like turtlenecks and heavy coats. I think I look sexy in that stuff. You know what I mean?
It's dapper.
Yeah, it's dapper. It's
Yeah.
dapper. It's dapper. Dapper is the word. Dapper is the word. I can take that. I can take that.
I feel you. Well, real quick before we start, because I know you spoke about Miami and homecoming did just pass. Always like when you talk about your experience, I finally got to make my way to the Miami game. Miami took care of me as they always do. So what did you think this weekend, Mike?
Well, you know, I'm glad we finally got back on track and got people back to having fun on the football field. I'm going to tell you something. Ever since that 4 interception game, the offense for Miami has been off. You know, it just has been off. And the defense been playing pretty good. So I think now Miami gets back on track, hopefully, and try to make a run. And I hope some things happen to some of the people in front of them and sneak back in somewhere into that playoff picture.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. I'm hoping it happens because I know those rankings kind of got us. But, you know,
right.
Gotta be
Right, and it's always funny stuff when it comes to Miami.
Yeah.
That SMU game, it was funny stuff. It's all no, Mace. It is. It's always funny stuff, Mace. You know, they just it's just what they don't really want to see Miami succeed. That's what should make it even more important to succeed for all of us. You know, since we know they don't want it.
Yeah, Mace, you still over there with Ohio, or are you somewhere else? Because you're welcome to, you know, swing by Miami, South Beach.
Well, South Beach they're not in the hunt no more like they was before. I don't, you know, I see you guys celebrating mediocrity, and I like that for you, Stat. I like that for you. Is that how you say it? I like that for you. That's how the new kids say it now.
That's what,
Mike. I like that for you, Mike.
I love that for you. I love that for you. Right? I love that.
I love that for you.
Yeah, I love that for you. That's
Nick,
the new thing. That's the new thing, Mace. That's
taking
their new
a
thing.
statement out of stats book. This mediocrity down in Miami, starting out well, falling off, finding your way back a little bit, little drama, great weather, but you're not the team to beat anymore. But if that's what you like, I love it. If that's what you like, I
Yeah,
love
but
that
it
for
ain't
you,
over though.
Stat.
But it's not over though. That's all. It's not over yet. We still got you still got some football play. If Miami runs the table, you got guys that are in front of them with two losses, like in Notre Dame that Miami already beat. So it's not over yet. Let's just see how this thing plays out. And I love the fact that when I'm on the sideline last week when they're winning the game, and I felt like they started getting their mojo back that guys were saying, "Hey, we're still in this. We're still in this." So they're still fighting, and that's what you want to hear.
For sure. We got to stay
You want to hear?
optimistic.
You want to hear? We still in this. Pause. That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah,
We
you're
still
right.
in this. We're still in
Make
this.
makes
Listen,
make,
Mike. If you
makes
like
you ain't
it,
lie,
if,
base. You
if
ain't
that's
lie,
what you like,
base. You
I
right. You
love it.
makes
We're
no,
still
makes.
in
Let me
this.
tell you
It
something.
sounds
Let me
like
tell
you're knocked out, but we're still in
no,
this,
no,
Nick. We're still
right,
in this. You're not
right.
dead yet.
I'm gonna give you this, Mace, because I ain't gonna lie, man. I was sitting there. It took me the first quarter to say, okay, this is because all I kept thinking about is, man, it's 2 or 3 plays. We could be undefeated right now, like
Yeah.
ranked 1 or 2, and this place would be just explode. Oh man, then I gotta try to say focus on the now. So yeah, you're not lying. That scars me. That scars me. That we're still not undefeated. And it's 2 or 3 plays here or there that made the difference in it all. So yeah, but I love hearing that we're still fighting.
And this got to be traumatic for you, Mike, because coming from being a player that you've been winning your whole life, and now you're in this place where you're fighting. You're what else? We're still in this. That's a whole different mindset than you would normally be used to. Now you're at a place where you just settling for being in the fight, Mike. Is totally far from where you would be as number one team in the nation or number two or at least three, you know what I'm saying? But now, Mike,
Yeah.
I like this for you instead. This is the way y'all said. I love this for y'all.
Well,
Mediocrity at its best.
we're going to stay optimistic. I always say we know where home is, so we're good.
Right.
And that is that.
Hmm.
Okay, so now who might not be good? We're going to get into this game. So the Dolphins blew out the Bills 30-13. Does this game change how you view either team going forward, Mike?
Well, it does start messing with you about what we're seeing with the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills, think about it. This was supposed to be the clear front runner in the AFC East. You've already now you've lost to all both of those teams that were supposed to be less than you. You weren't supposed to lose to New England. You certainly weren't supposed to lose to a Tyreek Hill-less Miami. Yeah, so this
Mm-mm.
this yeah this gets worrisome for Buffalo. The up and down and everything, and the first thing you got to do is get through your division. And you saw Josh Allen today. He looked like, wait a minute. I don't know if I ain't got the answers over here. And if he doesn't have the answers, nobody has the answers. So yeah, you got to worry about what you're seeing with Buffalo. Now with Miami, what I told you, with Tyreek Hill out, Tua can play his game. Tua can play his game now, and the first guy that he can go to the read, and they've been looking pretty good. Waddle's been looking pretty great in that position over there with Tyreek Hill out,
Hmm.
and today HN he was running all over the place. He made the difference.
Okay, Mace.
Yeah, when it comes to this game, I'm not sure why Buffalo loses the way they do. Like, and because to a degree, you can't say it's Josh Allen because he's still putting up his points. I mean, he's still putting up the numbers, the 300
Right,
yards or
right,
so,
right.
305, which I thought was pretty interesting. He had 305. the go with the Miami area code, but it just seemed like they wasn't dialed in, you know? When you really put it all together, I'm trying to figure out like, is it really Tua played that well, or is it just a mental lapse on the Buffalo Bills part on defense? Because if you giving a what's his name, Tyreek Hill is Miami 30 points. You giving them championship points without their major weapons. That's really just a drop ball pause for them. And I think you can't do this. This goes back to Josh Allen and his team not being dialed in and not making it happen when it should happen. This should be an easy win. This should be something that everybody could bet on and make their money. This should not be a parlay you lose. This is just like I said, every Sunday count according to you guys, and this is one of those games where you just can't lose. You can't lose to Miami at this point.
Okay, and Cam, how you feeling about either team going forward after seeing the Dolphins versus the Bills?
Um, I think that Mike McDaniels and Tua say, "Yo, it's the general manager. I told you get him out of here." I thought motherfucking Mike McDaniels was gonna get fired. They got rid of motherfucking general manager. Now it look like Mike McDaniels running shit, and nigga said that's all we needed. So I told niggas somebody getting out of there. I knew somebody was getting out of there. I
Mhm.
just didn't know it wasn't going. I thought it was Mike McDaniels, but now Mike Daniels running the show, and they look good. It's one of them games like Mike said, alluded to, and Mace brought up some great numbers from Josh Allen. But if you watching this game, Josh Allen ain't look good. You
Right,
could even with the numbers, he looked like a deer in headlights sometimes, and the whole
right.
Buffalo offense looked stagnant. Um, but yeah, the problem is these are games that count every week, like we do say. But you lose and Patriots win, that puts a further gap in between the Patriots and the Buffalo Bills when it comes to the division. And we got to see what happens in the AFC because you don't want to not win your division if you Buffalo and be trying to fight for a wild card spot. That's what you don't want to do. You used to win the division. I think last year, if I'm not mistaken, they had a bye. Um, but right now, the Patriots are looking like the front runner for this division. But Buffalo didn't look good, regardless of what everybody's numbers look like. They can't be trusted. But that's just the parity in the league this season, in my opinion.
Right, right. And you see a Buffalo team that beats a Kansas City Chiefs team and then turn
Mhm.
around and lose to Miami. But also, this I like to debunk always with what we did, with what you got with Miami. You're right, Mace. He threw for over 300 yards. So everybody always says, "Oh, okay, he had a good game." That just goes to show defense doesn't win championships, but turnover defense. They pulled out some crucial fumbles when he got that long run on 3rd and 1. They made him fumble that ball. Whenever you get a turnover defense, and then they can give the ball back to your offense and A-Chan just busting down the middle of the field. That's how you win football games. And that's the difference between defense and turnover defense. Miami's defense ain't that great, but they got those turnovers today, and they turned them into big plays.
For sure. So let me ask y'all this before we go on to the next game, because kind of to Cam's point, we said somebody's going to get fired. Do you guys feel like this game redeems Mike McDaniel and Tua, or do you feel like one game is not enough for you? Kind of where do you think they stand? Because it is a team that's the Bills. So, Mike, what do you think?
Well, listen, and we know when they let Gary go that there was some reasons to let him go. He's been around a long time, and yeah, they haven't produced and hadn't gotten what they needed to get in the playoffs. Now, this Mike McDaniels letting him go mid-season, I've always said that would be a horrible idea because what are you going to do with that? You brought Mike McDaniel in. Now, I didn't say he didn't deserve to be fired, but I'm saying what are you going to do with it? Because he specifically came in and put this offense in for tour, and he's the mastermind of it. So if you say, okay, we're going to throw him out, and get rid of him, I think you set Tua back, and you set back that offense. So I say you ride it out. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve that he had earned it if he did fire him, but I just think it'll cause more damage, collateral damage.
Oh yes, I didn't really think it redeemed either one of them because even though they won this game, I'm not looking at this game like Tua played that well. I think he had more turnovers than Josh Allen. It just seemed like he was just on a better ending of the basketball guard side this weekend. But he can't keep this up and win, so I'm not ready to say this redeems him.
I don't know what the basketball guys got to do with it, Murder, but
I meant the football god.
but yeah, I don't really got no. I don't know what that has anything to do with anything, but it's early. But it's early. I know. I get it. What what
I
I
was
will
gonna let
say,
it slide. I was gonna let it slide too. I was gonna let
yo,
it
Mike,
slide.
listen. Let me tell you, say y'all be letting some. Well, you can't let murder slide because you can't let that nigga slide. He not gonna let you slide. I seen some shit when I wasn't here last week where y'all let that nigga slide. That nigga said that the Kansas City Chiefs lost on purpose. Y'all talk about interesting. Interesting? What you mean interesting? Fuck you talking about interesting, man? Y'all niggas, the fuck you talking about let murder slide? Man, all right, man.
Oh, oh my God,
That's an
man.
interesting
Hey.
take. Yeah. You bugging, nigga. Mike, you supposed to tell nigga you bugging, nigga. Fuck is you talking about?
I,
Mike,
I,
Mike said that's
I was
interesting.
right. I was looking at stat. I was looking at stat. And that's what I saw in her eyes. Interesting. Interesting. Okay.
Who said interesting?
Oh
This
my
why niggas.
God.
This why I can't miss no. This why I can't
Go
miss no days.
crazy, boy.
Yeah.
This why niggas bugging. Nigga murder talking about it's like Mayweather. Y'all like word up like Mayweather.
I said, oh my God.
say, say, all right, man. You guys, he ain't gonna
Oh
let you
my,
slide. Don't let him
oh my
slide. Pause,
God. That's
man.
funny, boy. That's
Yeah.
funny. That's funny.
But
That's funny.
yeah, man, talk about you gonna let it slide. This is not the let it slide show. Pause.
Yeah.
This ain't the show for that, man. But the answer to that question, not the look. The reason why you may feel like okay, Miami does look good because it is against the Buffalo Bills, but I think it's going to take more than one game. Like you said, from week to week, we see a different shit. You see Buffalo beat Kansas City and come and lose to the Dolphins. And Mike, you called it early in the season. There was no dominant team um, this season. You know, even if let's say for instance, we look at the Broncos real quick, who probably have the best record in the league. If not, I know Indianapolis lost last week. I don't know out of those two have the best team, but they have the best record, if not
And,
tie for the
yeah,
best
they
record.
both. They both.
Right,
Right.
right. But the point being is this: Bo Nix hasn't been playing good at all. You know, and it's the defense and the running game. Of course, you got Sean Payton there. So to me, when I go back to Patty, I don't even look at the Broncos as a dominant team. Because Bo Nix to me is playing like game management, but you called this earlier in the season that you said it's going to be a lot of parity. I don't know what Indianapolis and Broncos going to be when it comes playoff time and what they'll do in the playoffs. But this is the season right here where you can't absolutely call it. And as bad as the Chiefs have looked this season, if I had to pick a team, I still would be like them niggas could pull it out some type of way. Pause. This season, if I had to pick one right now, even though they lost last week.
Got you. Okay, and then to answer your question, best record is the Broncos, Colts, and Patriots. They're all 8 and
Right.
2, and that brings
Right.
us to our next one. So the Patriots beat the Bucks 28-23, and then just from what we've seen in the season, because also like Cam just said, a lot of things have been unpredictable. We're seeing a lot of people in standings that we didn't really expect. So how do you feel about the way, Mike, that Drake May has basically led this team to where they are now?
Listen, this is an incredible job done by Mike Vrabel to take this team this quick and turn it into this. It's insane. Now he's a great coach. He's a great coach. But Bill Belichick was a great coach. Was a great coach. But you can clearly see that the time had moved on. And look how Vrabel has come in and grabbed the attention of all his guys. The X's and O's, this man's masterful at. They'll tell you he's as smart as the Bill Belichick's. You know what I mean? And that's why, yeah, he's as smart as the Bill Belichick's in designing the X's and O's. But that place had been run by Bill Belichick, and everything was probably stale and had run a certain way. I'm looking at Mike Vrabel out here when his players get hurt. First he's clapping everybody's hands. He shakes everybody's hand. The player gets hurt, he goes out. He's holding the player's hand while they're working on the player. Let me tell y'all something. You guys don't understand. You know what I'm saying? When I was working for years and years, when Belichick was running that dynasty, and I would go do games, I'm at the game. I would be there. I'd see Richard Seymour, these all pro bad boys, bad dude. Willie McGinnis. I said, what's up? Don't say hi to me. Nigga, don't say hi to me. Because Bill Belichick, they have none of that. You couldn't say hi. I was like, what's up? Don't talk to me. Bill ran that thing differently. Now, Mike Vrabel's coming in here, man, with his players coach thing, and that it has turned it so quickly, man. The one player was hurt. Mike Vrabel was picking the grass out this player's hair while he was down there hurt. I said, oh my God. You know, this is what that's a whole different thing, man. He has changed the whole culture, you know, and for what it has always been now. And they look like they're having a lot of fun. This team for real. This team for real. Like, this team don't make any mistakes. They don't mind running the ball. They're not trying to go and throw and look pretty. Vrabel's not trying to win like the Sean McVays and the Kyle Shanahans by beating you with scheme. They just want to wear you down running the ball. And when you come up tight to the line of scrimmage, they'll take a deep shot. This team is for real. That's why Buffalo's in trouble. That's why I started with the Buffalo in trouble. It's not just that Buffalo ain't doing it right. This team is doing it exactly right. And yeah, and they got the head coach picking grass out the players' head that's hurt. Dude, the dude's gonna play for him. They're gonna play hard for him.
Yeah, I really think when it comes to Drake Mays, he's just having a phenomenal season. I'm not sure if he'll keep this up year to year, but right now is a stellar performance. Like we was talking about, the football gods has given him a great season with the yards he's been able to produce, with the touchdowns. I mean, he's at 17 or so touchdowns this year. Over
Right.
100% passing rating. Passing rating. He's been really up there high when it comes to the quarterback, and also just everything he's doing with rushing the ball, and just you couldn't ask for a better season. He's actually having a Patrick Mahomes type season when you look at the numbers and you look at him being at 2,300 yards, or probably shy of 2,300 yards this year at this point in this season is great numbers. You just don't see it happening everywhere. So shout outs to him, and hopefully he could keep it up. But I don't see them winning at all. But they're having a great season.
Um, y'all said enough about the Patriots, and Mike brought up some great points, especially with the new head coach over there. Not just the new head coach, Drake May is new. Isn't like he's
Mhm.
this second year. So y'all brought some great points about the Patriots. But I'll turn it to the other side of the equation with Tampa Bay. It looks like some of these injuries are
Yeah.
coming back to haunt them. Um, this
Yeah.
is the team where we thought would run away with the division. Now you're a game and a half away from the North Carolina Panthers, who could like imagine that shit. The fucking Panthers win the division would be fucking wild. Like,
Hmm.
That's funny. They said, wow.
no, from the shit that
From a
happened
year
last year.
ago.
Yeah, exactly. From a year ago to possibly winning the division. And we just praised him Baker Mayfield 2, 3 weeks ago, which he had a good game yesterday. It wasn't that it was a bad game, but if it's not translating into victories, um, that's what you got to do. So I think it's more about keeping an eye on Tampa Bay because in week 3, 4, and 5, even maybe 6, we were saying that they could possibly win the NFC championship. If not win the championship, at least be there in the NFC championship. And now we're not singing that same tone.
For sure. So in these discussions, you guys have all kind of pointed out things that you don't trust regarding certain teams. So we're going to go to break. When we return, we will discuss these unstoppable teams and see what you do trust. So y'all don't go anywhere.
Like, whoa.
What's up, big dog? What's up, big dogs? Martin Luther King Jr. will be alive today if Tua was the shooter. Tua's passer rating can barely go to the club and get a bottle. 24.1 passer rating against the Browns. Marlon Humphrey is online saying that he wants to go on a glizzy tour. He wants to go to 50 states and try 50 Glocks.
It's going to be challenging for A.J. Brown. He typically stands outside the numbers a lot, and that's where PS2 thrives.
CeeDee Lamb said this is one of the best offenses he's been a part of. And as much as I hate to say it, I can see why he says that. I just said all these positive things about the Cowboys makes me want to throw up. So I know it's taboo to put your hands on your kids. I know. But I had to whoop your son the other day.
When I evaluate rookies, the best thing I can always say about the ones that are doing the best, they understand pass protection. Pass pro is where you see some rookies struggle. He's not doing that. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Welcome back. Now let's get into our underdog picks of the day. So tonight, the Eagles will play the Packers. Underdog has Jalen Hurts at 197.5 passing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
I'm going to go lower. Pause. Lower.
100 what?
197.5 passing yards for Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I'm going lower too.
Okay. Saquon Barkley's at 76.5 rushing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Cam?
I'm going higher.
Okay. Mace.
Yeah, we're going higher.
Okay. And Jordan Love is at 243.5 passing yards. Do you have him higher or lower, Mace?
I'm going lower on that too. Pause.
I'm going higher.
Okay. Make sure y'all download the Underdog app and you can make your picks too. So before we get into the specifics of y'all's unstoppable teams, we're going to talk about the Colts because in an overtime win, the Colts beat the Falcons 31-25. This will also kind of transfer into our unstoppable teams. But Mike, how do you feel about the Colts right now, given that they have the best records in the league?
Man, I know everybody watched the game, and you watched the game today, and you see a turnover, and everybody starts wondering, okay, does Indiana Jones turn back to Daniel Jones? But I'm gonna tell you something. I was watching this, and I'm saying this is what they wanted. When you see Daniel Indiana Jones and Jonathan Taylor, this is really what they wanted Saquon Barkley to be for Daniel Jones. You know what I mean? This dude, Jonathan Taylor, he's the star of that team. And that's the difference. That's the difference. For everybody that believe, oh, the Colts, Daniel Jones will show up again sooner or later and destroy it for the Colts. I'm telling you, the way this boy's running the football, he'll cover all of that. So absolutely, I still believe in the Colts. And the Colts, I believe, got better. Like one of the other teams get better. I was like Philadelphia did for the stretch run. So that was a great game for them to come back, fight back, and end up winning that game the way they won that game. I thought they did a great job today. That was a hard game, and they
Yeah.
came through and won it. Right.
I really think when it comes to this Indiana team, that loss last week was exactly what they needed. When you got a team that's playing as well as the Indiana Colts, as well as a quarterback playing like Indiana Jones has been playing, if we take last week's game away, the teams start to drift and they start to feel themselves, and you rather them get this loss now in the regular season before they get to the playoffs and end up one of those teams that was playing so well in the regular season and then have this brain fart in one of the playoff games. So I really am happy to see how they bounce back. Like he said, that was an interesting take. You talk about interesting that this is what they needed Saquon to be. But when you look at it, it makes a lot of sense. If Saquon plays this way in New York, maybe he's still in New York. And
Right.
now it gets everybody into talking. Did Daniel Jones really fail New York? Or was it that Saquon didn't give him the help he needed? So that starts out an interesting take because we know that Jonathan Taylor yesterday put up about 244 yards
44
or so.
yard. Right.
Yeah,
Too
so
far to
he's
fumble.
when you're a quarterback and you got your running back and people running that way, the field becomes wider because everybody have to play honest to the wide receivers and everything else. So this was a really good win for them, a really great bounce back win. Not that Atlanta was a great team, but it was great to see them get back running on all cylinders.
But Atlanta's a talented team, very
Yeah.
talented team now. They got some talent everywhere, and you see how quickly they put Sauce Gardner right in that game. But Drake London just like kind of said, "Hey, wait a minute, bro. You ain't gonna be like try to be no Deion Sanders, get off no airplane and cover people." You see what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah. Hey, so that team, what I'm saying, Sauce Gardner, he'll work into that team. That team's going to get better. They'll get
Yes.
better.
Cam?
Saquon Barkley did his thing in New York. He just was always hurt. That's why he's a hot commodity when he left New York. That nigga just wasn't fucking available. He just was hurt. That's why niggas they want to spend money on him. That's why OJ Simpson used to get in these fucking arguments. God bless the dead with us. I'm loving Mike. OJ used to go crazy about these fucking running backs, man. They underpaid. They not getting this. They not getting that. I used to tell the nigga, yo, they fucking not available. Nigga wasn't available. But that is an interesting take because Saquon is doing what Jonathan Taylor did last year
Right.
with Philadelphia.
Jonathan doing what Saquon did last year. Right.
Yeah, pardon me. Yeah, what Saquon did last year. Saquon's
Right.
just not producing. I think teams are prepared for him better. But yeah, he broke the record for the Colts all-time lead in Russia, and he's actually 2 yards ahead of what Saquon did last year as far as going to win the Russian title. So he's like a couple yards ahead of even what Saquon did last year. But that's exactly right. If any team could get that, that's what we seen last year also with Baltimore. They just can't get it done in the playoffs. You got to run intact, and it takes a lot of pressure off the quarterback, man. And shout out to Jonathan Taylor on the records he's broken, what he's looking like he's going to
Right.
do the rest of the year. But I really believe that's the key. But Atlanta, too. Drake London, that nigga a monster, boy. That nigga a monster, and it's real disappointing loss for them. They also could still be in the
Yeah.
playoff hunt, being in that same division with Tampa Bay and North Carolina.
For sure. Okay, so Broncos, Colts, and Patriots all are 8-2. So, Mike, which team do you think is the best of the three, in your opinion?
That's a good question, Stat.
It's a great dilemma because of the different areas where I would say the strength lies. You know, we just talked about the Colts and their strength line in their running game and having Jonathan Taylor. But I'm gonna tell you something. The Broncos, that defense, and you have Sean Payton as your head coach. That's their greatest strength, having Sean Payton. So man, I don't know. That's a hard call. But I would probably lean towards
Denver.
the Broncos right now. I would probably lean towards the Broncos. just because of that. The defense and that hey, listen, Bo Nix early on today, it was raining out there. He threw a few balls. They kind of went, but then he settled in and made some plays. And so yeah, you and coach knows how to handle him. He has some of that. A coach said it last year. Some of that Ferris Bueller. I imagine he was talking about like the Ferris Bueller day off stuff. Sometimes he just maybe just off this day, but you know what I mean. But if he can bring him back. And we all got mad at coach because he seemed to be having a little more loving hand than with Bo Nix than he had with Russell. But it's working out. I'm telling you, it's working out. So yeah, I would have to go probably Denver, and I'm taking Denver. This is what Patrick Surtain has been out, so they still have something coming if he can get healthy and get back on the field. But that's a
Yeah.
close. That's a close one. That's a close one, guys.
Yeah, well you could win with such average numbers that Bo Nix had won with against Las Vegas. It really is a telling sign to the coaching, like you said. I put all of this on the coach when it comes to this Denver team. I'm going with Denver. And we talk about which teams seem to be unstoppable, I would have to say Denver, because when you could win with him only getting 154 yards and also sometimes two interceptions or two turnovers, just one touchdown. Anybody else, this would equate to a loss. But when somehow, because of their defense playing so well and things of that nature, this is the team I would go with, especially when you got great coaching and you got great defense. When you got an average quarterback, I wouldn't say that Bo Nix, even though he's from the Buck Ducks, and that's my what you call it, my alma mater. Is that how you say it? Stat
Yeah.
alma mater. How you say
Allegedly,
it?
though.
Alma
Allegedly.
mater or alma mater? Which
But
one is it?
I say Alma.
Yeah, I
I say
gotta.
Alma. I say
Yeah,
Alma.
I gotta make sure I say it right because Killer's watching me, right? So, in your alma mater,
Yeah. But
he's
it's
waiting
not
for me to
though.
slip.
But it's not though. It's not about that though. But okay.
You right here. I'm here with the mop pause, watching for everything, ready for you to slip.
So I gotta make sure I got all my T's crossed. And when it come to Denver, that's who I would go with. But one
yeah,
thing I want to share, I don't like when a coach has all of this leeway for a white quarterback and not a black guy. I just don't like that. Something doesn't sit well with me about that. I'm not saying he's racist, I'm definitely not saying that, but I don't like that kind of narrative.
I'm going with the Patriots.
yeah.
The reason I am going with the Patriots is because um, they got rhythm. They got a good young quarterback. You got an owner who's won. You got a great wide receiver, Stephon Diggs. But the person that's making me pick out of these three people is really Josh McDaniels. Josh
hmm
McDaniels took a young Tom Brady
Very good, dude.
to win six Super Bowls. And when the Patriots let Josh McDaniels go for a few years, when he went to Denver and the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken, then they said, "Get your ass back over here. We need to win again.
Right.
We not winning without you." And if somebody knows how to steer a young quarterback to a championship in their second year, he's done this already. So purely off of that, that's the reason that I am going to go with the Patriots because he's been there before with with a absolute a young second year Tom or first year Tom Brady in 2002 when he was the quarterbacks coach there.
That's a good one too, because
Wait, wait, what?
that's a great battle. That battle, Patriots and Broncos battle. I'm just talking about from the coaching standpoint, Vrabel and Sean Payton. Man, that would be because neither one of those guys need to have a quarterback throw for 300 yards. They don't mind playing 2 yards in a cloud of dust and a tight game. The point you made about Josh McDaniels. is what gets lost. And what I will expand on later on, even when we talk about uh, Bill Belichick and what he was to that organization before he left. Look at how he handled the Mac Jones situation as compared to how this is being handled. The Drake May situation is being handled. It's totally, totally two different things. Vrabel knew to go and get Josh McDaniels for this young man. Bill Belichick was making defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators. You know, how can you? So it was, that was crazy. So that's a good point to bring up having Josh McDaniels and what it means to have them back.
Wait, but before we go on, Cam, are you alluding to that Indiana, not Indiana, the Patriots may win it all this year?
I'm not saying that they won it all. Right now, you know, Stat had the top. Her thing was unstoppable teams. To me, no
Right,
team in the NFL is unstoppable. I just think these teams have the best record, and I
right,
just
Okay.
think that certain people just know how to do certain things. Like for instance, and I know we're jumping into college. Matt Patricia tried to be a head coach in the NFL with the Bears, if I'm not mistaken. It didn't work out for him. He
mhm,
goes back now. Mind you, just for our audience, Matt Patricia was the defensive coach for the Patriots all the years
right,
they won those championships. I know y'all know. I'm just saying for our audience that don't know.
right,
The reason I'm
right,
getting to a point, he went to be a head coach. It didn't work out for him. Same thing like Josh McDaniels could probably be a head coach as well, but he knows he's better offensive coordinator. It's not an accident that
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State has the best defense in the country with Matt Patricia being the defensive coordinator at Ohio
agreed,
State. It's not an accident. Some
right,
people know what they're doing, and sometimes you take on a bigger responsibility, head coach, than you're probably capable of doing. Sometimes, like
right.
you get Bill Belichick, who comes from a defensive background, and then who's arguably the best head coach ever in the NFL. That's not going to happen for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's
Let
because Cam, you're right, Cam. Because it's one thing to know the X's and O's. It's a whole nother thing to know how to motivate the Jimmy and Joes. And once you become the head coach, that's what you have to do now. You can't just design as a defensive coordinator, you just get design the defenses and put the X's and O's together. But when you become the head coach, you gotta move everybody. And some people don't know how to do that. That's what separates the very good from the very great.
The X's and O's and the Jimmy and Joes, Mike.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You
Yeah.
it's
got
And
real.
one more thing to add on to what we're talking about, Mike. It's like I really didn't want the nigga Eric Bieniemy to leave motherfucking Kansas
Right,
City.
right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? I'm saying like,
right,
yo, sometimes
right.
you just be like, yo, you got a beautiful thing going here, bro.
Right, that mile,
You,
right, right.
I don't know where the fuck Eric Bieniemy is at no more, my nigga. That nigga might be refereeing high school basketball. I
No,
don't know where. Yo,
he's
listen,
still
man.
in the league.
Nah, I'm
He's
just saying,
still
I'm
in the
exaggerating, but when you was with
right,
Kansas City, your name was you was right next to Andy Reid. They would not stop
right.
Eric Bieniemy, Eric, go to Washington. You don't necessarily even get the full head coach shit. You behind Rivera, you like then you just get lost in the mix. You was a star in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Now we look now, Mike only nigga know where you at.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to ask y'all this because y'all named the Broncos and the Patriots, but y'all didn't name the Colts, which I know I had y'all choose out of the three, but we know that the Colts did have the best record for the longest time. Of course, now it's tied. Is there something that y'all just don't trust about the Colts, or you just truly feel like the other two are just the better out of the three, Mike?
For me, it's just the coaches. I'm looking at Shane Shacken, how do you pronounce his name, as opposed to Vrabel, and no disrespect to the man, Vrabel and Sean Payton. I'm talking about you guys. This is mastery we're talking about. These kind of coaches take little and do more with, and whenever you give them more, look out, and that's what you're seeing. And I just in a crunch game, it's about who's going to make the least mistakes. these coaches are going to coach very, very like tacticians and tighten up every little detail. I don't know that the coach is exactly that detailed. So for me, that's why I have the Broncos Pats up top because of the coaches.
Okay.
And they both got young quarterbacks. And the coach got the oldest quarterback.
Right. Okay. Makes
uh, Not necessarily for me, Stat. I like new hotness. Pause. I think Coach Shane is somebody that we could go with. I think though he
Right.
doesn't have all of the history, I think this may be his time. He may be here to make his name. Everybody started somewhere, and if we was talking about these three teams, I definitely have the Colts number two. They would be if we were to list them out 1, 2, and 3. I would definitely go with Denver first, and then I would go with whether it's Denver or the Patriots. I would definitely have Indiana second.
Um, thing about it is this: the Colts for years always had a sexy name at quarterback, and right
Yeah.
now there's some regular players that you may not be familiar with. You get what I'm saying? Like you might be like,
Mhm.
okay, this nigga Daniel came from New York. Daniel, okay, Barry Indiana Jones, Jonathan Taylor. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, it's all right. But you think about, you know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
names ain't hitting. That's what it's really about. Sometimes you need that name and they don't got that name. You coming off Peyton Manning for over a decade. Then what you get rid of Peyton Manning for? Andrew Luck. You like, oh, Andrew Luck taking Peyton Manning's spot. Oh shit, the Andrew Luck nigga. Me as a kid growing up, I think I may have been a grown man by now, but I'm like, niggas getting rid of Peyton for this nigga? But Peyton Farmer was like, nah, the nigga nice though. When Peyton Farmer said that the nigga need to play now, I was like, all right, nigga throwing his son under the bus. I dig it, but and the Colts don't have a sexy name, and these are the time to make your name. This is the time to win and maybe make your name. Like for instance, right? I had an argument with Simmons. Simmons, right to a certain extent. It was the lowest rating, and I'm going to basketball real quick. The lowest rating NBA Finals last year in 20 something years.
Right.
But the cities wasn't that good, and Indiana again, the same city. Halliburton, we like him, but you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Them niggas is like Shai Gilgeous. See, it starts why other night me and Sin called stat. Because Sin said Jalen Brunson is a bigger star than SGA. It was we called up the
No,
other
he
night.
didn't. No, he didn't, Killer. No, he didn't.
I confirm
Yeah.
this.
But when you live in New York, it
Right.
matters.
Right.
It matters. I'll be honest with you. I went to the endorsements. We was fighting about endorsements. Jalen Brunson has more endorsements than SGA. But SGA stats says a bigger star, which I said was a bigger star too because of fashion, everything else, this, that, third. Since oh, y'all like niggas who wear halter tops. He got personal and all type of shit. You get what I'm saying? He was mad about the answer. But to me, this is the year for the Colts to make a name for themselves, and you start getting familiar with some of them names. But you coming off a rich history and quarterback names for the last however many decades, just alone with Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can't, Cam. This thing theatrical too now. It's theatrical. So you remember the commercial said it. It says, "I want to be like Mike." So you want to be like those superstars, and
Yeah.
when even Jalen Brunson, you want to be on the big billboards in New York.
Yeah.
Nigga, you don't want to be on the side of a billboard in Oklahoma City. What the hell? Come on, man. Stop playing. Ain't nobody thinking about none of that, man. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about, yeah, man. We're gonna be right up there by the dome, man. You want to be on the big billboard, dog. No, by dome. So yeah. I knew that was going to happen. It has to be. You got to have that big city where all the stars are going to be. It ain't gonna work in
So let me
Oklahoma.
ask you,
Even
Mike,
though,
because
even
this,
though that the finals,
Yeah.
those tickets, I will tell you this, and those tickets were some of the highest tickets and get for a game 7. in Oklahoma ever. You know what I mean? They were talking about the prices of those tickets. They were pretty up there.
Mike, well, let me ask you this, and Murder you too, because me and Stat already said SGA. Who do y'all two think is a bigger star, Jalen Brunson or Shea Gilgeous?
You guys hit it on the head with pause with Shea, but it's just that Brunson is in a way bigger market. You know,
Right.
like we were already sharing, and sometimes because you're in a bigger market, everything you do looks bigger. Pause. It's just the way it is.
Right.
Mace,
So big,
answer the
big.
question.
Right.
Mace, could you answer the question, Mace? Who is the biggest star?
SGA is
Okay.
obviously the biggest star.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
Eh,
God,
eh,
that's all I wanted to know. What
But
you
now,
feel, Mike?
now, there's some things that I think you have to extrapolate from this whole situation. Now,
Extrapolate.
Extrapolate.
look at Bronson. Look at his story. He's the undersized guy that went to the city, the big city, and made it. I mean, wait a minute. Now, he didn't just come and get on the team. He's turned the Knicks around. You're in the hunt every year now. So this all I don't even know if SGA could have come and done that because I don't know all that old funny dressing in New York, man. These brothers be come on, man. You know they'll be all man. He'd have never got to be who he needed to be. But Jalen Brunson, a whole different dude. I don't know. Everybody can handle New
I,
York.
I, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say that. Yeah, listen, Cat get to be who he get to be.
Well, but Cat different. Cat different.
What,
And
what's
Cat's
different?
coming in now. See, Jalen Brunson done changed that thing for New York in a big way. And I'm talking about, man, from that point guard being the toughest guy on the floor. They've been about toughness. I'm anxious to see now what happens that he'll have more energy at the end of the season, even though Coach T is not there, that they're playing more people. But I'm just saying, hey, listen, SGA a bad man and you go get MVP and you going up against Jokic, who's Jokic in a small market in Denver. But when you got somebody balling in New York or balling in LA, dude, it'd be hard to say
Mike,
there's
you
a bigger
doing good.
star than those guys.
My bad, Mace. You didn't take that long to answer the question.
Yeah.
Mike,
I'm just
could you
saying, man,
just answer?
I gave it to you.
who who you going with, Mike? That I didn't ask about the hunt every year, a small abroad and every point. Who you going with? You going with Jalen
No,
Brunson, the
honestly, dog,
biggest
I
star?
think Jalen Brunson's the bigger star right now. I really do.
Okay,
I really
okay.
do. Now, if
Wow.
If
Mike.
SGA wins the championship in Oklahoma, maybe. But right now, I guarantee you, there are people that know Jalen Brunson that don't because it's New York that don't know SGA.
Mike,
They may not be big.
you don't think they know SGA as already the Finals MVP? You talking about if he wins again? Killer, this is where you need to have the mop. This nigga
No,
right here.
no. What I'm
Pause.
saying,
Super
I'm saying,
slippery.
listen, I used to think that. I used to think that, right? I used to think because I love football so much that everybody in the world watched me score a touchdown in the Super Bowl. So everybody that said I wasn't gonna be shit, you had to see it. But the reality is everybody in the world didn't watch me score touchdowns in the Super Bowl. Everybody in the world ain't gonna never watch Shai Gilgeous-Alexander do anything in Oklahoma, but they may see him on billboards walking up. They may see Jalen Brunson on billboards in New York and know his name and say, "Oh yeah,
Mike.
that's a basketball player." I'm
Hold
telling
on,
y'all,
hold on,
dog, it's bigger than
hold
that.
on.
Mike, I disagree.
Hold on,
Go
Mike
ahead.
Mace. I'm gonna let you go, but Stack, go ahead, get him, Stack. Go
Just
get
gotta
your
raise
dad.
the finger real quick.
She had a finger up for a minute.
Put that finger up for.
So,
She had
You
a
know, we
finger
all
up
that
for
put
my
the
a minute.
finger
argument, so I can reiterate what
up.
I was saying on the phone call. I think more people are seeing SGA from different avenues. Like, if you don't watch sports, right? If we're taking basketball out the equation, are people going to know more of Jalen Brunson or SGA, right? So, if you don't know them from basketball, I think SGA has been doing the whole fashion thing. He's been in the music videos, doing the stuff with Drake. People are seeing him in different avenues. Jalen Brunson, you don't typically watch sports too. A lot of people, I know you're saying billboards. I could promise you, I have friends who are going to be like, who is that. It's all different avenues. I have friends who don't watch basketball at all. They've asked me about Nicholas Claxton. I'm like, how do you even know how that's a player? Y'all don't even watch basketball. They talk about because he looks good. Everybody got their different reasons. And so I'm just saying, I know that more people know of SGA in addition to his basketball, but because of everything that he's done. That's what I'm going to say. Mike, you can
Yeah,
go. And Mace,
Mhm.
thank
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, murder.
that's a great take. I was gonna allude to something in that family because if he's winning the halter top in New York, there's a different community that he would be popping with. So
yeah.
it's not like he would be what you
Right.
think Mike is not a strength would
Man.
actually be a strength.
You see where
Because
Mace
he's
going with that, Cam? You see where
no,
he going? Yeah, yeah,
I'm just
dude.
telling you the truth, Mike. I'm just telling you these days how you get lit is different, and we gotta let everybody be everybody these days,
Yeah, I guess
and
he would light it up.
and I'm
I
saying
guess
from I'm saying from a fashion sense because
right, right.
he's so liberal in fashion that he's willing to wear everything that opens up your brand
Right.
to a whole nother market,
Attract both sides. He'll attract both
Yes.
sides, is what you're saying. Yeah, I got you. I feel what you're
Yeah,
saying.
And that would
Yeah.
make him a bigger star. That would make him a
Right,
bigger
right.
star. And
Because
not
both
and not
he and she
just
wants him. Because
yes.
both he and she wants him. I got you.
And because not even just that, when you think of the fashion, like how it made a Dennis Rodman, right?
Mm-hmm.
It made him like super
Yep.
visible to everybody because he was
Yep.
so polarizing.
Good point.
And I think when you go down that lane of fashion, you have to be liberal in a sense that you're willing to wear whatever looks good. And that's where people are right now.
But is he polarizing? Is he polarizing with his mannerisms or just with his dress? You see, so we'll see you in the pregame, but we ain't gonna hear you since you ain't really singing nothing. You see what I'm saying? So so when you say if you're polarizing like that may be one of the things. Like Jalen Brunson's just so quiet. Like if
Exactly.
he right,
And
right, right, and
because
you
he's
got New
so
York, right, right, right.
because
So
he's so
quiet in New York,
straight, he's quiet and straight from the
right,
aspect of fashion. When you look at somebody like SGA, he's flamboyant in the flash, but also on the court, he's delivering on the court. So normally you would
right.
have people that was putting all of their stock into their fashion, but would
Yeah,
get on the court and not do
excuse me.
anything. When you have
Yeah,
somebody that's showing up on both sides of the field, this is even or on the
yeah.
court. Let me get my sports together because I know I got Cam watching me and patrolling what I'm saying. The same thing is true in the WNBA. There'll be girls that look good, but they can't play. Or then they don't look good, but they can play. So when you got those two walking together, it is phenomenal. It's just like you, Mike, Dion, when Jordan came up game 7 in the Ferrari, jumped out
Right,
with the trench coat
right,
on.
right.
We remember that,
Yeah,
when fashion meets
yeah.
preparation,
You're
right?
right. You're right. You're right. You're right. So if SGA was in New York, it'd be over. It'd be
Yeah,
over.
it'll be over.
It'd be over. Now it'd be
It'll be
over. You're
over.
right. It would be over if he was in New York. It'd be. Oh my God. Yeah.
Because remember how we was talking
hold
about the
on.
blonde haired guy in L.A.? What was his name that was with Winnie?
Oh, Kuzma.
Kuzma, yeah. He
Yeah,
was
Cal.
wearing the different stuff, but he wasn't balling. Now, if he was balling, that would have went over well.
Wait, Cam. What you about to say, Cam?
Well, first of all, everybody just went through a straight loop to get to what I said in the very beginning. Everybody. It's just crazy, man. I'm glad y'all made it home. I'm glad everybody made it to the crib. I'm glad.
Hey,
Everybody made it home safely,
well,
man. First,
right,
hold
right.
on, Mike. Hold on. Secondly, Mike, don't get me wrong. I'm on your team. Look, I told the nigga murder. I told the audience. You know, we all was up and coming stars in our brain in New York. And I'm talking about basketball wise before we
Right,
turned into
right, right,
music. And
right,
when I seen
right.
Stephon Marbury on
Right.
34th Street with the big poster, coming up playing ball, I'm like, damn,
That was
he's pa-
everything.
he's passing us. But you know what, Mike? When you said that, you know what it made me think about? Why don't you just call me on a rotary phone, nigga? Why don't you, well, when you get in your window, roll your window down like this, nigga. You going back billboards and shit.
Hey,
Everybody
you're
in their
right.
phone, Mike. Niggas is in
Right.
their
You
phone.
did right.
Stat ain't going to New York looking for a fucking billboard. Stat is right in her phone, seeing what the fuck is going on. Like, yo, I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling. Matter of fact, let's go see who's on the billboard in New York. Nah, nigga. Nigga, you, I mean, you from the
It
billboard era.
is.
I
You're right.
get it.
You're right,
But
dog. You're
niggas
right.
is
You did
scrolling.
right.
Your phone
Nigga.
tell you without asking how many minutes you on FaceTime for the week. It tell you should be 32 hours, some people 94 hours, 17 hours you spend on FaceTime. So when
Mm,
that billboard era is definitely past,
dead.
but yeah, it's
Yeah.
over, my nigga. It's illegal to even put up posters for promotion. That used to be the wave when we was coming up for our albums. You can't even do that no more. Everybody's in their
Hey,
phone.
boy.
So when you looking at SGA, Stat is saying it right, yo. To me and you may be looking, you may be like, I don't know
Yep.
about that. Some niggas will be like, what's wrong with it? Me and we tease Stat up here sometime.
Mm-hmm.
But she don't mind if her nigga wear fingernail polish. She ain't against that. If her nigga like fingernail polish and you want to wear it, she all for that. You gotta look at this age group, man. Yo, Mike, it's a nigga on the Philadelphia 76ers who got a nail polish deal. So do Dwayne Wade. We just in a different time.
Yeah.
SGA would thrive in New York. And last point I'll make
Boy.
is this. A friend of mine, I call him, it's since friend, we call him philanthropist because he didn't know what philanthropy mean. He was in the car with his wife, and his wife knows basketball really good. And I'll say this lastly. She said the thing with Jalen Brunson, SGA is, and she's a New Yorker, Brooklyn. Thing that makes SGA more popping than Jalen Brunson is the clothing, the swag, the way he looks. And the thing about it is the problem is this. She made a great point. His buckets look too easy. Jalen Brunson, every basket looked like it's tough. He off the dribble. He's the little man. And New Yorkers like that, the little man.
Right.
She actually called him the great white hope. She said that's what New York is clinging on to. Every basket is tough. He said SGA gets a spot, 2, 3, boom, boom, and it just looked too easy with Jalen Brunson baskets look like it's a hardworking man out there going to do his job. And I was like, yo, that's a good fucking point right there. She said before you look up, SGA got 34 points in the third. You don't even know where the 34 came from. And I want to give her credit. I don't remember her name, but I definitely want to give her credit on that point.
That's real.
Yep.
That's realistic. That's how New York has always been. Every time. John Starks, those points was so hard. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but
Those
Cam,
are
you
great
got me,
points.
Cam. You're right. Cam got me right though. I'm on that Sears. Give me that Sears robot book, nigga. Y'all better
Yeah,
come on to
yeah,
Amazon. Nigga,
yeah,
Amazon, nigga.
yeah. That's what I'm
That's Sears. I gotta put it on Sears robot book down. That's it, Sears. You know what I you know, Amazon down there. Hey,
That's a
I
fact.
got you, man. But
Fact.
hey, when I was growing up, nigga, it was everything. The guy got on that billboard in New
Yeah.
York. That I don't want y'all ain't
Yeah.
gonna take that away from me, boy. It was everything to be on
Oh
that
no, me
billboard.
too.
Yeah,
Me. Oh no,
well, I was
Yeah.
me and
say
Murder.
y'all
Don't get it
never.
fucked up. Me and Murder made
Yeah.
it too. We made it. Don't get us wrong. We made it. We
Boy, y'all
made it.
remember that, boy?
Yeah.
I remember many nights working out, nigga, catching ball. Talking, what nigga? One day they gonna put you on a billboard in New York. Touchdown, nigga. What are you crazy? Yeah, so yeah, that was
Yeah,
everything,
it
man. That's
mattered. It
funny.
definitely mattered. And last thing I'll say is this, because I know we ended up with Jalen Brunson and SGA, but the topic started with the Colts. What I lastly will say about the Colts is that this may be the year that the ghost of Jim Irsay coming back and blessing them. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
And speaking of that, man, let's all make sure we say a prayer for Tagliabue,
Yes, sir.
the
Yes, sir.
commission that we lost
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
today
Yes,
or
sir.
yesterday.
For
Yeah.
sure. All good points. And then back to what you said, Mike, we will never downplay a billboard. I'll make that clear too, because
Yeah.
it's one of the biggest things.
She being funny, yo. I'm
No,
telling you
I'm
that right
not.
now. Yes, she
No,
is.
I'm not. That is still
Wait,
that is still tough.
Stat. So if you was going down Sunset and they had you on the side of the building, that wouldn't mean nothing today.
I got on that billboard.
No, it definitely would, but social media is faster than putting the billboards. It's just about consumption. That's the only thing.
I ain't gonna front. If I'm on Billboard on Sunset tonight, I'm hyped.
That's why I wanted to bring that up. You riding down Sunset, everybody gotta see that.
Right. Oh yeah. That's one thing. Oh yeah, y'all know. Whenever you on a billboard, all of a sudden you ride by that mother 10 times. Like, shit, you ain't seen that yet, nigga. You gotta look up, say something, boy. You waiting on somebody to see.
Oh man, I used to drive by with different females and act like I got caught at the light. Like, oh shit, I didn't even know. I ain't even realized my shit. Oh shit.
I'm having nigga can't go nowhere.
That's some crazy stuff, man. Like that was the whole reason getting on that mug. Shit, that was the whole reason to get on that mug. Boy, drive everybody by there, boy.
Yeah.
That's
drive by there and say, nobody knows what I'm going through.
Hilarious, y'all. Okay, y'all. Well, that is all the time that we have for today. Mike, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Always good. Always good. Look forward to it. Now, listen now, and not this Sunday, but next Sunday now, because the Cowboys will be out that way, so y'all will be in studio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Next Sunday, I'm pretty sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay. That's cool. All right.
You pulling up?
Oh, yeah, I'm coming out. The Cowboy fans will be out there. Because the Monday night game is that Monday. So they'll be coming in. So, yeah, I'm going to come out there, man. Yeah.
Good. We like you in studio. We can't wait. All right, bet.
Yeah, we're going to rock up. We'll rock it up. We'll rock it up. Have some fun with it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank y'all for watching. And as always, it is what it is.